Hey, everybody. So, one of you beautiful women suggested that I do a video on the karmic versus the divine masculine, like I did for the feminine. And I saw that and I was like, yes, girl. I thought it was a really good idea. So I said, yes, let me go ahead and do that video. So thank you, beautiful, for recommending that. Now, okay, so just as it is with the karmic feminine, it is with the karmic masculine. He has to rise into his divine masculinity, okay? And the way it works is the karmic, you are, just as someone can be a karmic to you, you can be a karmic to someone else. Okay? So when it comes to the masculine, you're a karmic to him if he behaves like a karmic to you. Just like you're a karmic to a masculine, or he's your karmic if you behave like a karmic to him. Okay? So your karmic masculine will behave in a certain way towards you, okay? That's very different from your divine masculine. Okay, and your twin, you can't have a karmic pattern going with your twin. But when you break out of the karmic feminine patterns and you rise into divine femininity, he will rise into divine masculinity. If he's not a twin, what will happen is as you rise into divine femininity, he will still stay in a karmic energy, and usually he'll go away, okay? Because he's your karmic, okay? So he's not there to rise into divine masculinity with you. He's there for you to see, that you need to break your karmic patterns and love yourself. Okay, so the karmic masculine is emotionally immature, okay? So he avoids dealing with anything. He doesn't want to deal with your emotions, okay? He doesn't want to deal with anything that he doesn't want to deal with, okay? So he shuts down. He may do the adult version of a temper tantrum, which is silent treatment, okay? If it's something he doesn't like or that he doesn't want to talk about or discuss, then he will shut down. He will do silent treatment. He will use manipulative tactics to avoid having to handle situations in an emotionally mature way. Okay, so he avoids responsibility. Okay, so he doesn't want to take on a lot of responsibility with you. He finds ways to shift responsibility onto you. He also runs from the reflection of his divine feminine. Okay, so his divine feminine is the one who's not going to, she's going to reflect to him who he really is. Okay, so she's not going to cater to his ego and help him to think that he's someone that he's not. He's not going to be in these karmic patterns, and she's going to be like, great, you're a great man, and she's not going to look at him like a divine, she's not going to look at him like a divine masculine. That's what a karmic feminine would do. Okay, so he would be a karmic masculine, but a karmic feminine would look at him like he's a divine masculine. So he is always trying to get away from the reflection of his divine feminine. He may do that at times by being with karmics, okay? People who are going to say that he is who he thinks he is, and he gets to believe he's a divine masculine, but he never actually has to do the work to become one. So karmics are actually bad for our soul. They're good for our ego, but they're very bad for our soul. So he may want to get away from that, okay? So he may avoid the divine feminine, who's going to always reflect to him that he is in a karmic cycle, that he is not the divine masculine that he is supposed to be. The karmic masculine takes no accountability and he blames. Okay, so he doesn't want to be accountable. He doesn't want things to be his fault. He can't stand in what is his fault. He has to find a way to make it not his fault. The karmic masculine, and that's how he's going to be with you. Okay, he's not going to be accountable. He's not going to want to be accountable for his behavior with you. Okay, and he will always have an excuse or a reason. The karmic masculine is there to take. Okay, he's there to take. So it's with the karmic masculine, it's a situation where he will allow the woman to give a lot to him. Okay, so he will allow that. He's in a situation where he is there to take, and that is what his appeal usually is. He usually wants to go where there's a lot to take. Okay, where he doesn't have to give much, but there's a lot to receive. He's in a very self-centered place. He doesn't show up. Okay, he uses your desperation or low self-esteem as a way to use you. So a karmic masculine never actually shows up for the relationship. Okay, because he's not there for a relationship. He's there to take. And he's there to use your desperation and the fact that your self-esteem is so low that you will tolerate him and that you will give to him in spite of, how he's not showing up. And this is what the karmic masculine wants. Okay. But he never actually shows up. He just doesn't show up. And so the more, he kind of keeps these manipulative games going where the fact that you're desperate and that you really are thinking that, you're seeing what you want to see. He knows that because he can see like, okay, he's the type that's going to look at a woman who is pouring all of this onto him and he's not having to give her anything. He's not having to show up. She requires nothing. So he's going to look at her and he's going to be like, okay, she's desperate. She has no self-worth, no self-esteem. I can milk this. This is going to be easy. Okay, so he looks at it as though this is an easy way to get a lot of benefits and you don't have to show up. You don't have to give anything. And that's what he wants because he's usually doesn't want to rise into his divine masculinity. And he wants the people who are going to help him to not be in that divine masculine energy. Okay, but he doesn't want them in a way that he's going to show up for a relationship. It's just in a way to prey on that desperation and that low self-esteem, to get all that he can get out of the situation, just to get all that he can get out of the situation. He uses you to feed his ego. So the karmic masculine uses you and your adoration of him, it's not about love or anything real for him. It is about the fact that it feels good to have somebody act this desperate over you, or it feels good. It makes him feel like he wants the feeling of being a divine masculine, like to be just looked at in awe and worshipped and adored like a divine masculine, but not actually have to be one. Okay, so he uses you to feed his ego. Okay, so all of your attention and adoration onto him goes into him feeling like I'm the man. Like he feels good about the fact that he doesn't have to give you anything, and you will continue to just worship the ground he walks on, and he feeds himself from that. He also does just what it takes to gain from you. Okay, so anything that he does, it's like he looks at the woman as desperate and has low self-esteem, so he just throws her a bone. That's all he's got to do. Usually it's just a few words. Okay, he doesn't have to back those words up. He doesn't have to mean them when he says them. He can just throw her a bone because she's so desperate. It's like a dog that's begging from the table. So if you give them one little square of, you can throw your dog a tiny piece of meat, and that dog is going to go crazy over that one little piece of meat. This is how the karmic masculine operates. He'll throw a bone when it's necessary, just because what he gets, that little bone that he throws, and it could be something simple like he can just come on your social media. That's throwing a bone. That's nothing, okay? But because if you're desperate, that's going to be something to you, okay? It's like the dog under the table that thinks that little tiny piece of turkey meat is everything, okay? So he'll throw a bone. He throws enough bones to keep you on the hook because he needs to keep benefiting from you. Okay, and he can't do that if he doesn't throw a bone here and there. But to the person that he's the karmic to, it seems like more than what it is, and it's taken to be very meaningful. The slightest little things are taken to be meaningful. And he actually weaves a web for it to seem that way. So he does just what it takes to be able to continue to gain from you. He's in and out of your life and may only contact you when he wants something. Okay, so the karmic masculine, he's not showing up for you. He's not really there for a relationship with you. He's there for the benefits. So he's in and out of your life, when it's convenient for him. The relationship is completely on the idea of when it's convenient for him, because see, in his mind, it's not a relationship. It's not about a relationship. He's in a karmic cycle of having these types of relationships and dealing in this way in his relationships. Okay, so a lot of times he may not have even thought about a relationship, or it's not even in the plan to show up. He never intended to show up. A lot of times he'll see desperation or low self-esteem, and that's the goal. That's the goal sign. That's the green light right there. Okay, so he's in and out. He doesn't show up. He's inconsistent. He's not stable. He uses your weaknesses against you. Okay, so the fact that you're desperate, the fact that you are delusional about him, or that you have a certain perception of him that he knows is not accurate, he will use all of that against you. He uses that to benefit himself, and he uses all of your flaws as a way to manipulate you. He sees you as disposable and replaceable. Okay, so he's vague, and he doesn't value you. Okay, you're not important to him in that way. So if you go away, it's not like a big deal for him. He wants to see, if you go away, he's going to want to see if he can throw a bone, like something small and minute that you're going to take as something meaningful, and then it will put him back on the line to be able to withdraw from you. If it doesn't put you back on the line to be able to withdraw from you, so like he comes on your social media, he emails you, he says something nice, which is all nothing. Okay, so he says the right words or whatever. He's going to see if that's going to put you back on the line for him to withdraw from you. If it doesn't put you back on the line, then he's just going to go away. Okay, because all it was about was keeping you on the line to be able to withdraw. Okay, so once the account is closed, there's nothing there for the karmic masculine. He's vague and evasive. Okay, so his answers are vague. He's evasive. He avoids being direct and giving direct answers. He just skirts around things, and he leaves things vague for the purposes of being able to manipulate later on. Okay, he doesn't want to be direct because he's in a karmic cycle of behaving a certain way and of dealing with feminines who are in a karmic cycle. Okay, so he keeps the karma going, and he can't do that if he's too direct. So he could not be interested in you. He's not going to say, I'm not interested in you. He's going to give you something that gives you the idea he could be interested in me later on, maybe if I work harder, or maybe if I do more or prove myself to him in some way, then I could be valuable to him. See, he's going to use your weaknesses against you. The fact that you're desperate, the fact that you're looking for validation, the fact that you don't have the self-esteem, things like that. And he also is a follower. He follows societal standards for men. This will be the guy sometimes who maybe wants to be a player, or what he thinks the societal standard of being a masculine is. He follows that. Okay, he tends to follow other men. He tends to want to be looked at a certain way by other men. Okay, based on societal standards of what the alpha male is, or what a man is. And sometimes that can be having multiple women or whatever that is. Now, when it comes to the divine masculine, once a man has risen out of his karmic cycle, he steps up and he shows up. Okay, so the divine masculine is one who right out the gate, he steps up and he shows up. He's present for the relationship. He's present for you. He's there. He's there because he's looking to build something, or he wants to see what is possible. So he's looking for something more. He's not looking to use. He's showing up because he wants to see what could be possible here. Okay, so he shows up in a genuine way. He's really there to see what this could be. Doesn't mean that he's showing up for marriage right out the gate, but he's showing up for the truth. He's showing up for, okay, what can we have together? What can this be? If he discovers that it couldn't be anything, okay, then he'll end it. But he's showing up. He's open, honest, and direct. Okay, the divine masculine has no problem being open, honest, and direct. Okay, he's not looking to be vague or invasive because he wants you to be clear. See, because the divine masculine isn't looking to engage in situations just for the benefit of himself. So he needs you to be clear. Like, if he wants to be with you, he needs you to know that because he doesn't want to lose you. See, he's direct in what he's going for. He has his intentions, and his intentions are not to deceive. His intentions are to accomplish a goal. Like, if he wants a relationship, that's his intention. So he wants to be upfront and honest all along the way, because he's wanting to build something real or to avoid things that aren't for him. So he still needs to be upfront, honest, open, and direct, because he wants to also, if he's open, honest, and direct, and it's not, you two aren't looking for the same thing, he wants to know that too. He takes accountability and responsibility. Okay, so he's not going to cause you to feel a certain way about the relationship or cause you to be unsure and then turn around and act like you being unsure is your problem. He's accountable for anything that he does. He takes responsibility for his own behavior or whatever he's creating within the relationship. So if he's creating, he's not communicating well, so he's creating some level of insecurity or instability, he's going to stand up to that. He's going to own it. He's going to want to make it right. He's going to face his role in the connection. Okay, whatever that is, whether it's a positive or negative role, he's there to look at also how he is contributing. Okay, he knows that anything going on in the connection, he plays a role in, and he doesn't run from that. He values you in his life. Okay, you are important to him. So this means he will protect you. He will protect the relationship. Because he values you, and anything that we value and don't want to lose, we protect. Okay, so he will do that. He will value you. He doesn't have to be convinced. Okay, the divine masculine is not looking to be convinced. He knows what he wants, and when he knows what he wants, he ensures that other people know what he's wanting as well. Okay, so he's not looking for somebody to convince him. He doesn't want to be convinced. He wants to know. He doesn't want to believe. He doesn't want somebody to prove it to him. He wants to know, and that comes from within him, within himself, and he knows that. He knows that when he sees what's for him or something that he should move towards, he knows that he doesn't need any outside influence. Okay, he makes things clear. Okay, he doesn't want a lot of confusion, because he feels like confusion is going to be like a headache to him or a burden to him or a problem to him. So he wants you to be clear either way. Okay, because you not being clear, he sees that as a problem for him. If you're thinking that he wants you when he doesn't, that's a problem for him. So he's gonna want to be clear and say, look, I'm not interested, or I don't feel that way. And the reason being is because he doesn't want the problem of you thinking something different than what he says. See, that's what the karmic masculine does, because it gives him leverage. Okay, but the divine masculine is not looking for leverage. He wants to be very clear to make his own life easier. Okay, he's not afraid to face himself because he wants to improve himself. So the divine masculine does not run from the mirror of his divine feminine. Okay, so when she's mirroring back to him in ways that he's less than the divine masculine that he's meant to be, he's not afraid of that. He doesn't run from that and try to find somebody who's going to mirror back to him, go find a karmic feminine who's going to mirror back to him that he is the divine masculine, when he knows when he hasn't healed, he hasn't done the work within himself to get to that place. He doesn't want that. He actually wants to improve. So he wants to know the truth of himself, and he's more attracted to people who are going to give him the truth of himself. He doesn't really want someone who's going to cater to his ego. He gives, not just takes. Okay, so he's there to give. He's not looking for all that you can do for him. He would actually be uncomfortable with you doing too much for him. He's there to give. He's not a taker. He's not in that karmic energy. If he's genuine. Okay, your divine masculine is going to be genuinely interested in you. And if he's not, he's going to be very clear about that too. Okay, so your divine masculine will be very genuinely interested in you. But if he's a divine masculine and he's not your divine masculine, he's going to be very clear about that too. He is going to tell you, if he's a divine masculine or he's someone else's divine masculine, and he's not genuinely interested in you, he is going to say that. He is going to tell you that he's not interested, or that he doesn't feel that way, or whatever. He's going to be upfront and honest. The divine masculine is also less attracted to women who cater to his ego. Okay, because the divine masculine sees women that cater to his ego as women who are hindering him. Okay, which is actually the truth, because your ego is not who you really are. You'll never get to your life purpose through that. So if someone is flattering your ego, they're actually not good for your soul. They're not good for you. So he sees women like that as not being a good thing for him. Okay, he may have compassion for them and feel bad for them. He's the type that's more so going to feel sorry for a woman like that than to be attracted to a woman like that. He doesn't need ego boosts because he's evolving beyond the ego anyway. Okay, so he's looking to evolve beyond the ego. So he doesn't want someone who's going to help the ego stay alive, because he's not looking for ego boosts. He's looking to be his authentic self, to be in wholeness, balance, and to be and do what he really came here to be and do. Okay. Yeah, so he's looking to evolve beyond that. So he's more attracted to women who help him to get rid of that ego. And he's not a follower of other men. He's the teacher of other men. So he doesn't get into societal standards of being the player, or like he can't have any balance with his feminine energies, or, all of these other things that society teaches about what men are. The divine masculine is strong enough to rise above those standards, because he does not follow other men. Okay. And most of the time he will be the type that other men follow. Okay, he's not like the karmic masculine who needs approval. The karmic masculine always needs approval. He needs to be accepted, things like that. The divine masculine is not looking for those things. Okay, he's looking to give those things to himself. Okay, so these are some of the differences between the karmic masculine and the divine masculine. Okay, so you're able to recognize karmic masculines and divine masculines within your own life. Okay, and another thing, karmic masculines also look at creating their own wealth. Okay, they look at being they're manifestors in the physical reality. Okay. So that's that, guys. So if you're dealing with a karmic masculine, if he is your karmic, then he's going to treat you in the ways that I've discussed with the karmic masculine. But the thing that you have to realize is not to be upset with the karmic masculine, because this is the thing. The karmic masculine can only operate with other karmic feminines. So if you're dealing with him, you were in a karmic energy yourself. Okay, you were in a backwards, imbalanced energy that put you in the position to deal with him in the first place, because he could not deal with a divine feminine. A divine feminine would have never been interested in him to begin with. So he can't get a divine feminine without becoming a divine masculine, or at least beginning to work out of those patterns, unless she's a karmic feminine herself. Okay. So that's that, guys. I hope that it was helpful and beneficial. And remember, if you are looking to shift your paradigm, be sure to take the 5 hours to True Love boot camp. After that one, you can take the Rise of the Divine Feminine boot camp. And that one is, it's live right now, you know, but it will be available later as an audio, probably sometime in May. Okay, so look at doing that to break out of the karmic cycle, guys. Okay, I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.